morning guys, welcome to another video. Today we will make a very simple pendant with a round stone and some halo around it. We will also make another video later on showing how to make it with a marquee cut. Anyway, the central stone, it's gonna be, let's make it around 1 carat. Let's make a bezel. Remember how I make the bezels? I usually make it flat on the top, slightly in, 97 it's alright, and I usually 0.7 here, that's fine. Okay, a bit tapered here in this case for what we're going to do today, and at least 1 mil, 110. It always depends, as I always say, depending on who is going to clean it up and which type of jewelry you're going to make it. Okay. Some setters might not like it, so I always recommend to ask how do they want it, and then you do it according to how they need it. Okay, what else? Now we need a line around the bezel, but if we select the bezel F6, we will not find extract isochord. That's because matrix works like that. So basically we need to go to curve and here extract isochord. Okay. Select surface, select around here, it's fine. But then we're gonna make a little offset, just 0.2, okay, because we want a little flat in there. Okay, we can already make the surface, so we can just get a line from the quadrant and make sweep to rail, or you could also make loft in this case. Okay, then we get this line and we're gonna make an offset. This time it's gonna be much bigger, like let's say 1.8. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and we just have to move it down. Remember, you don't have these arrows, it's because you don't have the MSR. Okay, if you're running on matrix 7.5, you might not have that. We just need to move it from the side view. Okay, just move it 0.5 millimeter down, something like that. Doesn't need to be exactly like this. And then we're gonna make another line like that, and again sweep to rail. Okay, and then this line, it's gonna be aligned to this line, to the bottom of the bezel. How can I move it exactly to that point? Good question. If I just move it, well, first of all, make sure your history is off. But if I just move it like that, you see, it's quite difficult. If you check the top view now, the looking down view, it's quite difficult to make sure that it goes exactly that point. How can you do it exactly? Just by checking these two options here, these two buttons. And now if I do it again from the through finger view or side view, it goes exactly underneath. Okay. Then what else? This is exactly the same width as the top. I'm gonna make it slightly in. Okay. So that when I do surface, it's slightly tapered, not much, just to make it look a bit better. Okay, that's looking good. Then we're gonna duplicate the edge, so curve, duplicate edge here, or you can just write it, duplicate edge. Here we have another line here, and again we will just make a line from quadrant to quadrant, and we will make a surface. Okay. Okay. You see this? Well, hang on, let me finish this. Now I'm going to close it. From the quadrant to here. So 1, 2, cross section curve. I'm going to join it. Okay. Right. This is basically because I wanted to avoid having a sharp edge. Okay. You could actually also make a little flat here, but it's not really worth it. If it was more tapered, I would probably make a little flat here, but it's just a little tiny bit, so it's fine. Right. Let me put this into the. I usually do the bigger stones on the metal. Sorry, on the gem 01, and then I keep decreasing. So the smaller stones would be gem 04, but that's really kind of up to you. What else? Let's put stones on the sides. So we select this F6, extract isochord. Now we can find extract isochord because it's not bezel. With the bezel, we can't see it. Okay, but with an object, we can. Okay. Don't really ask me why. It's Gem Vision policy or whatever it is. Then we have this line, then F6 and Gem Core. By default, it's going to be like that because F4 is activated. If I just click twice, object will be on, and then as you can see on the command line, select surface. So now it's properly aligned. Just need to figure out which size is going to fit better. 1.5 should be fine here. Okay, just drag the point, either the start or the end position, to the end. Okay, and then also by default, matrix will set the spacing at 0.2. The way I see it, it's a bit too big, so I'm gonna set it. You can actually drag the arrows or type it in here. I usually do 0.13 or 15. Okay, it doesn't make some massive difference. Okay, so we have the stones in place, and let me save it just in case I lose it. Then what else? We're gonna make the holes. So we select the stones. As I think I mentioned before, when we place gem on curve, by default they will be grouped. So if I click one, it's grouped. F6, gem cutter, and it's gonna open this. This is new from matrix 9. I always use this one. You cannot see it here, but here it should be a little line. Okay, you will see that later, but it's like a new thing from matrix 9. It's kind of useful. I kind of like it. Okay, again, by default it's gonna make 100% or 98, whatever. Let's make it 90. This is basically because although all the stones we decided that they're gonna be 1.5, they will never be exactly 1.5. In reality, they might be a tiny bit smaller, a tiny bit bigger. So that's gonna help. Basically, we're giving a bit more metal to the engraver, sorry, to the setter. Then I'm gonna raise it up a little tiny bit. 15% is fine. Basically, because I want it to have like this. Okay. I don't want the hole to be so deep. Again, it's the same thing, giving more metal to the setter. Boolean difference. Okay. And this is what I was telling you before about that little line on the kata. This is new from matrix 9. The kata has already made a little line here. So basically it splits the surface in two. So if I just explode it, I can just delete it. Which in something like this, it doesn't make a massive difference. But imagine that you have a ring full of pave. It does helps a lot. So I'm gonna delete it all. You see how I selected that left to right, and I select all this. Okay. Then now it's when it gets a bit more interesting. I have this line and that line. Sorry, and this line. I'm gonna make an offset on the outside, 0.4. 0.4, or in this case it could be even a bit more, 0.5 on the outside, but in the inside we can easily keep it 0.4 instead of 0.5. That is because the outside it's gonna be, I mean, when we're gonna clean up the casting, we will probably not even touch the inside, but the outside we will. So it's always a bit better. What else? Okay, now we need to create divisions. Okay, first of all, you see there's a stone here. It's not aligned completely in the center. Let's do that first. So we rotate from 0 enter to there. Now it's aligned. We can hide this. We can actually even hide this. And we're gonna make a line between the stones. Okay. Make an offset, 0.2 on each side. And we make a mirror. Okay. Now if we hide the stones, we just have to make trim, and get rid of all this. Okay, so we have this only, and I join it. You see it's unable to join curves. That's probably because they are different levels. You see? These two are higher than these two. How do I sort this out? Get into looking down view, project to C plane, delete input, yes, and join. Okay? That basically is gonna put all the lines at the same level, at the same height. Okay? And yeah, join it, okay? Let's show everything again. Now as you can see it's higher because it's on the C plane. The C plane is here. Okay. I probably should have started having this on the C plane, but it doesn't really make a difference. Right, solid. It doesn't need to be actually solid. Okay, so I just made an extrusion. So I turned the surface into the curve into a surface. And now I just have to make a polar array of all this. I need to know how many stones I have first. So let's count the stones. By right clicking on the layer where the stones are, it's gonna let me know how many stones I have. In this case it's 19. So now again we select this. Now that we know how many stones we have, center of polar array, 0 enter, and 19. Yeah, okay. Why have we done this? Because now we want to split this with the orange cutters. How do we do that? Split. We select this surface, enter, cutting objects, these ones, enter. We can delete them now, and now we have split the surface. Okay. Now we hide the stones. Now the only thing left to do is to create the surface that goes from here to here. How do we do that? Very easy. We just have to duplicate the edges, these edges, okay? We join them and we make loft. Loft. Make sure the arrows are positioned correctly, always pointing at the same direction. Okay. Let's make it normal. Doesn't, yeah, that is fine. And now we just have to make another polar array. 0 enter. It will keep the same, sorry, the last number of items we used before. So we just have to press enter. 360, enter. Select everything and join. That's it. Let me show everything. Let me save it. So this is basically the pendant finished. As you can see, we'll be making two parts. We could even make this in, for example, white gold and this in yellow gold, or any combinations you want. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to make this with a marquee cut. And yeah, also please, as usual, let me know if you have any problems, any questions, any videos that you would like me to do or something, and happy to help. Thank you so much.